The Black Fat Femme Podcast is a production of iHeartRadio and Dr. John Paul, LLC. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Black Fat Femme Podcast, where all the intersections of identity are celebrated. I am one of your hosts, John, also known as Dr. John Paul. And while I'm sitting here looking fine and 40, I got a few words for my girl down to Miss Cheesecake Factory.
Ooh.
You know, how dare you? When I yell at a girl like this, it's because I love her. So recently, I went down to the Cheesecake Factory, and I learned that she turned her back on me. She got rid of the macadamia nut cheesecake.
Oh.
The only cheesecake that I like the other cheesecakes, but that one, that was my girl. That was the one. That was the long day. Too. That was the long day. Yeah, it was the long day.
Away with they could take out the Skinny-licious one.
They could have gotten rid of a whole bunch of other ones, but yeah, you're gonna get rid of the macadamia nut one. You're gonna make literally. So I'm sitting at the table, going, "Well, what do I do? I came here. Yes, I got dinner.
What do I do?
But what do I do? Like, what? Would you like something else? No, I don't want anything else. I don't even want to be here at this moment. So I'm looking at the waiter looking at me. I'm looking at the waiter and the waiter looking at me, and I'm going, I have no words.
You said, actually, I have to go. Calm down, girl. We're done.
Literally. So now I'm sitting here like, this is a scheme that Todd set up to hit us with the bullshit. I can't do it. I can't do it. But anyway, how are you, Queen Joho? I'm sure you're better than me because I have no macadamia nut cheesecake. How are you?
Oh my girl.
I see it.
For those who don't watch the show, I actually have a glass of Pinot Grigio in my hand. Let me just take a little sip real quick.
Pinot Grigio. Oh, I was gonna start singing Pinot Noir, but that's not what it is.
It's been a day. It's been a week. I am having a behavior.
Yes.
I'm having multiple behaviors. I'm having a MTB.
Yes.
It's your girl Joho or Jordan if you sign my checks. And it may maybe Jordan if you take my collect call from prison because this may be the week where I might have to go, where the authorities might have to get me.
I got you. I got you though. I do. I really do.
Thank you. Post bail, baby, because
I got you.
Ooh, the Lord's testing and trying me. And Mercury, Mercury's a nasty bitch. That's a nasty bitch.
She's on
this
one.
Season. She is doing the most havoc she has ever had done before. Because it's just not worth getting into. The John knows, people who follow me or watch some social media stuff.
As soon as I saw that note, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Girl.
I knew exactly what I was like. Oh, that's what that's about.
I just have a question. How you not know your own shit? How you not know your own shit?
Because people don't pay attention. People don't pay attention. That's what it is. Because
they're liars.
They lie.
Because they done lied to you.
And they see the money first. And so they think that they're going to get over on you. Yep. Knowing damn well that they ain't did what they were supposed to do. I know exactly.
But guess what, bitch? I am not La Boo Boo the Fool.
La Boo Boo.
I am Queen Latifah in this bitch.
I'm screaming La Boo Boo the Fool.
They have tried Jesus. Try your mom, try God, try Buddha, but don't try me.
You can even try Trader Joe's.
You can try Trader Joe's.
Try Aldi.
You can even try Cheesecake Factory. Just don't try me, girl.
Don't try me. Try all of the things.
Ooh,
but anyway, with this week, we are about to bring in some beautiful light into the show this week.
Thank
we
God.
are in community with someone who I have always seen as a beacon of. So I'm gonna just say this. This is off the cuff. This is not me reading a script. You just look at somebody and I'm talking about you right now, and I'm look down at the clock and it's an angel number. So again, we have an angel with us here today. That just makes me feel so much better to be here. But I say all of that to say, this person has reminded me that in a world full of negativity, that you can still be a light and that you can also still continue to put good out there even when the world is trying to dump soil on it. I've always appreciated this person for not only what they bring to the world, but I'm so thankful that they even said yes to being on the show. There are people out there who have, they have a platform, and we know they have a platform, and they know that they know that they are the shit, and you ask them and you beg them and they, oh, I don't have time. This person could easily do that to us. And immediately when I asked them, they were immediately like, yes, just let me know when to be there. Best-selling author, non-binary activist, viral social media personality, recognized for their empowering messages of self-acceptance and LGBTQ issues. They are the first openly non-binary, so this is important for me to note, they are the first openly non-binary person to appear on national television and a pioneer in advocating for they-them usage of pronouns on television, which I think is a big deal because people still play in our faces about the they-them of it all and, I don't understand pronouns, I don't understand what it means. And so it makes me feel really good to know that this person has put so much beautiful work out there. They've reached millions and millions of views with their inspirational videos on TikTok, best-selling books, How to Be You and Take Your Own Advice. We are so happy to have Jeffrey Marsh here on the show. How are you?
I was waiting. Yes. I was waiting to tell you how much I love you.
Oh, honey.
And I mentioned it a little bit before we hit record.
Yeah.
You saved me. You kept me going, the two of you, this show. And I know something of what it's like to be in front of the camera, and that can be lonely sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also know what it's like to be vulnerable and tell your story and be honest and frank about who you are and what's up and tell the truth.
Yeah.
And what comes with that. So I love you both.
Not you trying to get tears out of us 10 minutes into the show. 6:56, honey. You trying to already take us down, and you know how I feel about crying on the mic.
Because it's a tender week. It's a tender week for some of us. So you out here touching me in my heart chords. Like you just out here my heart chords with this.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. Are you ready? It's a tender week, and the two of you represent what's most important in the world.
I receive that.
If nobody has a reminder of what we should be talking about, what we should be doing here, then we're in big trouble.
Yeah.
That's why they want to destroy it so much.
And that is what I'm learning very quickly. I think we are in a place, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later in the show, but I think very actively, so I'll say this when you talk about it being a tender week. I have been in my feelings all week about a whole bunch of different things, specifically even my own career. The calls have stopped. The emails have slowed down tremendously. And the calls for me being on things and being a part of things have also slowed down. And sometimes, so that makes you step back and wonder, well, what am I doing wrong? And I think, it's funny enough. So, and I was going to post it on social, but I'll just talk about it here. My best friend, I've told you all this before, and I'm sorry I'm taking up too much time, but my best friend, y'all all know she passed away in 2022, and she knew that one of my favorite songs was Do Your Thing by NSYNC, and we would sing it together all the time. And so yesterday I was just having a day, and I was like, bitch, just get up, go run some errands, get your eyebrows done, go grab some candy, call it a day, right? And immediately, and again, I was still, feeling my feels as I was getting in the car. And as soon as I got in the car and I turned on my Apple Music, that song came on. And I was like, that's Carla. I was like, that's Carla's reminder to me to keep going. And so you saying that is extremely timely in this moment because my God, it felt like I'm getting it left and right. And I've just been like, okay, girl, we just got to keep going. And so if you've never heard that song, it's a great song. Some of you Gen Zers will probably have no idea who NSYNC is, but it is very much, the lyrics in the song says, if you're doing it well. Believe that nobody can do it better than you. And so I think that's the thing I have to constantly remind myself is like, even in this moment, that I feel like the world is not seeing it for me or seeing it for this show or seeing it for what I'm trying to put out into the world, that I still have to believe that nobody is doing it better than us,
I agree. I have two things to say. Number one, how could you take up too much time on your own podcast? That math is not mathing.
I'm looking at the show float. I'm like, bitch, we ain't even in the segment one yet. We got to hurry.
Oh, there's a force trying to tell you what to do. I get it. Get onto the outline. Get onto the outline.
Yeah. I'm like, because our last 2 shows have been 2 hours, and I've had guests be like, okay, now look. Yeah, we got bullied. We got bullied on our own show.
Okay,
people said, wrap that shit up.
I mean, you were saying some of the reactions you get from other folks. Mm-hmm. I consider this to be one of the most important things I've ever done.
Thank you.
Being in community. Yeah. This week with people who have integrity, who are doing everything right.
Thank you.
Okay.
I know we need to get onto the outline, but no, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the one thing about Jeffrey, she gonna do is make you cry.
They gonna get us right. They gonna get us right today.
Literally. So let's get into it.
Okay. What Jeffrey, you said you had a question.
I just have one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
Macadamia nut seems like a foundational flavor.
Yes,
that's just it.
We just have questions. They
have 25, 30 flavors, and that's the one.
It's
do you know what I mean?
I don't get
it. We don't understand, bitch. Don't understand.
There are all these flavors you could have gotten rid of. Who the fuck? Like the celebration cheesecake. It's cute, but don't nobody want that.
Nobody want that.
Pineapples on it and chocolate chips and like, what are you doing?
Girl, you could have got rid of that.
Not too much on my girl. Not too much on my girl pop upside down. Not too much on my girl, okay? In that case, I'm taking this for our first segment because y'all throwing shade to my girl pop upside down.
I'm still mad about it.
We are excited to kick off our show we do every week by giving Miss Tisha Campbell her flowers in our Still Here segment.
Yes.
So that we are still here. I want to kick off the conversation by asking the question, what's the current trend on TikTok or social media that has made you smile? Or maybe one that you do. So for me, for those who are watching, I'm wearing it right now. So I feel like all the kids, the Gen Z babies, have this little like clip-in like flowers or plants they wear in their hair or on their clothes. And part of me is like, what the fuck is on your head? But the part of me is like, I just feel cute. I just feel so cute with it. I just feel so adorable. Like, I love it. I'm like, like, it's cute. And like, thank you. And I'm just like, you know what? I feel like, I'm like, she's in bloom with it. Yeah. It's nice. I get the Gen Z people now. The kids are, the kids have a lot of joy in their lives. The kids growing up with a lot of stress. And they said, I'm gonna do what makes me happy. I love to see it, and I'm meaning to. I have like a pack of these. People have the boo boos. People have Smisky. I have these little plant clips. I
feel red, but go off.
In my hair. I put it in my hair. Girl, I got green. I got purple. I got blue. I got rainbow. Like I do my hair every day, and it's cute. It's cute.
That's me.
So yeah, I love it. Jeffrey, how about you? What's a little trend that has made you smile?
I'm gonna say 2, and like maybe we'll start off crying, but the second one's not a crying. It's not really a trend per se, but I just love cis people, straight people standing up for trans rights on TikTok. Because we know for 2023-ish, it was a little out the door. So it's good when people are back. But I love a cake decorating video.
Oh, okay.
And they've actually in this new era turned a little dark.
Oh.
That they used to be like, they couldn't make it work out, but then we made them a cake and everything's great, real positive. And now they're like, this woman came into my store and she said she ordered a cake, but she didn't. And I had to bring out the receipts and prove to her, now it's about drama.
Drama. Yes.
Drama.
While they're decorating the cake.
Yes.
And I think it's a new era.
To your vein of the cakes, I'm also very into nail decorating videos.
Ooh,
I've noticed that has really taken over my timeline because, and maybe it's because I get my nails done so often. I'm always looking for like a new trend. I'm looking for something that is gonna one up what shout out to Amber because I know she listens to the show. She's the girl who does my nails, and so I know she's always looking for something fun, or we'll talk when she does my nails. She'll say, I saw this TikTok video, let's try this. And I'm like, girl, go for it. If it ain't gonna cost me too much. But for the most part, I love a nail. But you know what else I'm gonna say, and y'all already probably know where I'm going. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday for me. Nothing beats. And now you can save 50 pounds per person. That's 200 pounds for a family of 4. The fact that I know that verbatim is everything to me. Reels, TikToks, Everything. And then listen, if you really want to talk about why it makes me so happy, is when it's tied to a video of something terrible or really awfully funny happening. I have seen so many videos where I'm like, yeah. And so for those who don't know, so you do know what a Jet2 holiday is, right? So someone from UK broke it down to me and said that Jet2 holiday is the same as Expedia. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. Like, so you go on to Jet2 holiday. And you book your holiday. You book your holiday.
That really suits you. I really love it.
Yes, you book your holiday.
I love it.
And then, you go off and you do things so you could save on your holiday. And I really love what I've really loved is the way that Black people have taken it and have spun it. So I've seen some where people are like, nothing beats a Jet2 holiday ass whooping, or nothing beats like literally. And then there's this bounce version, and this is where you can cut in the bounce version. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. The one from like the girl from Louisiana, from New Orleans, who has made a whole little bounce version of it that has gone viral as well. It's just so fucking funny to me.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. You could save 50 pounds a person, sound real good though. That's 200 pounds for a family of 4. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday.
It's literally what I love about the internet is how creative. I think that's the thing I love the most is that we can take something so stupid and so simple, and it opens up this whole plethora of creativity that we often don't get to see on a day-to-day without social media. So I mean, I absolutely love it.
I live. Well, now that we've absolutely stuffed it, and they have sent us a cease and desist letter from the Jet2 holiday company, let's take one quick break, my loves, and come back with the category for the week. More in just a sec.
The world can be such a confusing, conflicted, chaotic place. So much is outside of our control. It's understandable if you feel lost, alone, estranged, sometimes even from yourself, but it doesn't have to be so overwhelming. And I'm here to show you that the solution is right in front of you. And in fact, the solution is within you. So, while I am a best-selling author, and an activist who fights for everyone to have fundamental rights. And while I am a social media creator with over 3 billion views, what I want most with this podcast is to be a resource for you. So tune in to Inner Voice with Jeffrey Marsh every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts. I cannot wait to meet you.
All right, and we are back, my sweet babies. And so for this week, for our category is segment, I felt like it would be perfect to chat with Jeffrey about something I think they do so well, and I think so many of us are trying to embody it, but I think many of us also struggle with it. And so, as you know, I've been a follower. I have read your stuff. I watch your videos quite often. I know we talk a lot about it on this show. We've talked a lot about, and we even had a segment about it, this whole concept of self-love and how do we give ourselves the love that we so freely give to other people. But one of the things that we haven't really dived into on the show that I think would be so fantastic for us to really get into is how do we talk to ourselves nicer? And I know this personally because I always like to tell, I tell these little stories here and there that sometimes I'll just be like working in my office and I'll be minding my business, not doing anything but just the work that I'm supposed to be doing. And randomly this voice will come into my head and be like, you're stupid and nobody really loves what you're doing. It's a waste of time. And you're like, what the fuck? Why am I saying that to myself? Like, Jesus Christ. It just pops into your head. And so, I thought you were like, you're the quintessential person that's telling everyone to love themselves and to be kinder to themselves. And so first, what I really wanted to know is I would love to talk to you about praxis, about how you got to this place of speaking kinder to yourself and telling the world to follow suit. Like, why was that so? And I know part of your story, but why was that so important for you?
I'm so glad you said praxis. I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, that's like when theory becomes actual.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're doing every single day. And I named my podcast Inner Voice as a way to replace people's inner voice when they have the headphones on, but the cruel one that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm working with people or encountering people and you start to talk to them about self-talk, the first thing that happens is they deny that it's happening for them. So to hear you talk about it so frankly is just so refreshing. Because you get into it with them for, I don't know, a minute or two, and they start to realize that it says the most cruel, evil, awful things that you would never say to another person.
Never. Yeah, never.
Everybody hates you. Like you would never say that to another person.
So
and
true.
that crap is what a lot of people are
maybe there are a couple of people in this world I would say that to, and we know who they are. They're in office, but go off. Sorry, go off.
Well, this is interesting.
This
is interesting because people think that if they change that in their own head, they're going to become a monster.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Right? So there's this fear that if you take care of yourself, you're going to become selfish and you're going to become this monster, right?
Right.
So the solution is then to walk around with this heavy, evil, awful stuff. Mine was always, you're too queer, you're too queer, you're too queer. You're too much for everybody. Yeah. I grew up in a violent household, but it was also emotionally violent and verbally violent, right? And I took the outside voices that I encountered at home and made them inside voices. And so I know where mine came from. And it's society, it's my family of origin, it's can I tell you a teeny story?
Go ahead. Yeah.
About going to the monastery?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was at the monastery and it was 3 a.m. And I was being visited by some familiar voices in my head. This was early on in my training, my Buddhist training. So I was a newbie and we stayed in little cabins by ourselves, little huts. And so I was in this cabin by myself and it was 3 a.m. and I was awake and there was this familiar voice. Everybody hates you. Why don't you just not be here? You shouldn't go on. Why do you do this? You're disgusting. On and on. By that time, as a trans person, it was really familiar to me, that set of voices. And I realized in that moment, all by myself, that I had never sat with what those voices are. I had spent my life running to try to avoid them, if that makes sense. Even though they're inside my own head, I just was always trying to avoid them. And so my teacher at the monastery had said, the meditation hall is open all night long. If you want to go in, you can at any time. And so I realized I had never just literally sat with them, which sounds unpleasant, but we'll get there. And I said, I'm tired of running. I'm over it. And I walked through the woods. It's in California, in the Bay Area. I walked through the redwoods to the meditation hall.
Gorge.
And there was always a lamp lit, like an old-timey like oil lamp lit in the meditation hall. So the light is dancing on the walls, and I sat down on a cushion and faced the wall, and I just sat and listened to that voice. And then I started to hear this other voice that you both know and talk about. And the second voice was saying, thank you. I love you. I'm here. You're okay. And I just knew right in that moment which voice I wanted to devote my entire life to. And it was not that first one.
Yeah.
I love that story. So such a beautiful story. I'm also just curious, Ashley, was that in the Mirror Woods, or where was that?
The foothills of the Sierra Nevadas was where the monastery property was. Yeah.
Gorgeous,
Beautiful, misty.
Silent retreats.
So I love this story so much, but very much because I feel like it's so true that if you allow yourself to really quiet the mind and listen to all the voices, you actually will hear a loud one also saying "I love you" and you're safe. And the voice, right? Because the voice that is telling you you're not shit is like your voice of anxiety, right? Trying to,
Mm.
and it's like in some cases it's trying to keep you safe. It's like trying to keep you safe for like, they're like, let's not do too much because like you aren't shit, but not because actually you're not shit, but because it's like this is the, like you want to find comfort in you know in the anxiety because the voice that tells you you actually are everything. It's that's actually sometimes more scary because you're like, oh, like to believe them everything is like, whew, wow. And so I really like but I appreciate you like saying like that's the voice you fell in love with. That's the voice that you dedicate your life to, because that's the voice that all of us, I believe, all of us really want to actually be listening to and practicing. I think people, you know, when I think about tools for this, we're taught to like try and like shush that anxiety voice.
Mm. Yep.
And one thing I found a lot in my therapy work is actually thanking it, like saying, "No, I appreciate you for trying to protect me. I appreciate you for trying to keep me humble. But also, your work here is done. I actually don't
Let's
need
get
you
you another
anymore.
job.
Yes.
Let's
That for
discuss it.
time, I think
Yeah.
we're good. You know, but like
Uh-huh.
because because like you don't want to shame yourself either, like out of that
Right.
voice too, because you're
Right. Right.
only
Right.
creating more voices to shame, right? And so when you see it, I think one tool I found great for me is saying like when that voice of shame comes up, I'm like, you know what, like I'm not going to attack you for having this thought, right? Because I really can't even control my thoughts. Like the thoughts are my conditioning that I have to actually say this is a part of who I am, and I can just work with it and say like, you know what, I hear you, girl. You like I'm like Jordan, I hear you, girl. You think you're in shit. The world has shown you otherwise, and the people that you love show you otherwise. And I think you can actually believe those voices and just say thank you to that voice who tried to tell me about shit because it's not true. And I think, you know, and Jeffrey, this is so timely because messaging we're seeing both online and offline is one that tells us that we deserve terrible things. And we deserve the things that we deserve the horrible things that we're seeing and hearing about us
Mm-hmm.
and our communities. And so I'm also curious about what techniques you might use or you might suggest to personally counter those that you know those negative shadow selves.
Mm.
Yeah, but can I respond to the 17 brilliant things that you said
Yeah. Yeah.
first? At least one, I want to at least
Yeah,
talk about one of them.
yeah. Thank
Because
you.
I think you were saying something that really resonates with me. Sometimes I know who I am because I am the anxious one.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to undermine that, you're going at something fundamental. It's going to take time. It's not going to
Mm-hmm.
be easy, right? If who I am is the receiver of those voices, and I start playing around with that, heck yeah, there's going to be resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it was so brilliant what you said. We're constantly re-surviving our childhood,
Yeah.
right? Even when it may not be relevant anymore
Mm-hmm.
to us. And I think what you're implying is a lot of forces want us to be in that spot.
I feel so triggered, but go off. I'm sorry. I'm like
I was
triggered.
like, sorry.
Activation, girl, activation. Oh no.
Like read me, but go off. Uh-huh.
You were talking about the stuff we see and hear about our community, right? And where they want
Mm-hmm.
us. And that's something I find so inspiring about both of you and this show. How are you all with receiving compliments? You're fine with it, right? That was a question. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay,
we're
yeah,
good.
okay.
Yeah.
So you defy, I think what this week especially, but the weeks that we've been living through, it's a stripping away of anything outside that's going to affirm you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and I don't know, I don't like to think of it in terms of, there's some force that's doing it to teach you a lesson. Like that's not a good model. But it's like now we're in a time period where there's so much opposition.
Yeah. Yeah.
When there was this era of so much affirmation, and now we're in this place of so much opposition and the stripping away. And so the one thing we do get to see is, well, what's left? What can I give? I give to me when the rest of it has been taken away. And you both demonstrate how to do that.
Yeah. Thank you.
That means so much to hear.
It
You
does
know,
mean
and
a lot.
literally have fun,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
And I think that's the thing I've been really trying to lean in on, right? Is that the world, and I have to tell myself that constantly. And I've said it both in the book. I've said it in, on our live shows. I've said it on the air. I said, I think there's just this element of these people are too free. These people are they know themselves too well. And I say these people, I say collectively, meaning us, right? Queer people, right? Black queer people, like, you know, people like us who look and live like us so openly and freely. And I think that's the era and the time that we're in. And so when you hear that, it is easy for you to go into your head and start saying, well, maybe I am a little too free and I should be scared for how free that I am. And I think that's the thing I really, in this conversation, wanted to kind of like hit on, is that is as much as you're not, you know, as much as you're not hearing it, you're still getting you're getting subtle reminders that you don't matter. And I think about this a lot, right? When you turn on the TV, like I had to tell someone that recently. Someone had asked me if I saw, I think it was the Hunting Wives or whatever they call it on Netflix. And I was like, no, I'm not watching that. And I'm not watching it, not necessarily because I don't think it's a good show. I'm not watching it because it's just another white television show.
Yep.
And I've said that's one of the ways that the world is trying to reiterate to Black people that we don't, and our stories don't matter, right? The podcasts that I listen to outside of our own, right? Like I listen to my podcast back because obviously I need to make sure that it sounds good. But there are other podcasts that I listen to, and I'm intentional about those too, because I'm going, who are the people that are in my ear? What are the messages that they're giving me? What are the messages that I'm taking away? And so I think that that's the thing I'm really having to be more intentional about, like you said, right? Being so intentional about the messaging and the voices and even the people that you keep around you will literally change the way you think about yourselves. And so I've had to remove people from my life because they didn't make me feel good. They didn't make me feel like I could speak good to myself. And so I really just, I really relish in what you just shared. You know, one of the things I've been saying since learning in one of my sessions with my therapist is that many of the voices that we hear in our head are not our own. They're the world's. They are, you know, that homophobic. Like for me, it's I'll come out, huh?
I'll say they're your families.
Families. I was just gonna say, y'all know I don't have a good relationship with my stepsister, and one of the feelings that I've had around being queer is her voice. I remember when I was like 17 or 18, we were going in and out. And she basically, in so many words, said that she didn't like queer people and that she thought all queer people should unalive themselves. And so that voice constantly, especially when you're in such a place of like being 13 to 18, you're in such a developmental space in your own mind and in your own head, it stays with you. And so I've had to really, like, in those moments that I can hear her voice, I have to remind myself that that's not my voice, right? And so, you know, I wanted to ask you, you know, in this moment that we're talking about our inside and our head voices, like, what does it mean for you to cultivate a loving inner voice? And what challenges have you experienced around that? Because I think it is easy to look at you, who is someone who does it effortlessly, and think, oh, Jeffrey, she got it. You know, she got it. She good. She knows what she's doing. But I'm sure that there's something that maybe you've said, this shit is hard. And so I would love to know, like, what you've had to do to make sure that you could kind of take care of yourself in the midst of cultivating that voice.
You already demonstrated it. It's a being a custodian of your energy. Deciding which voices are in your ear, who you're going to spend time with. But also, it's one thing that annoys me, honestly, is that people can get too focused on the individual healing. And that's really important. But we also need society, community healing. We've not dealt with queerphobia throughout the ages, right? The trauma coming to visit us. And we've not dealt with all kinds of traumas in just this country's history, let alone, you know, the globe.
Yeah.
And on the individual level, if one wants to make it a practice, you got to start where you are. I remember sitting on that set. This was 2016, before You Know Who was elected the first time. And I was sitting on the set of Newsmax, waiting for the camera to turn on.
Yeah.
And just saying to myself, that, you know, that kind voice from the monastery. I love you. Thank you. Let's go get vegan ice cream after this. I'm glad you're trying this, you know? And just the magic that can happen when you are kind to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's make it.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead. No, please.
No, I was just going to share one more thing that I think you two embody so well, it's doubly important. And I think the inner joy is part of what really pisses people off.
Oh God, yes.
Oh hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People hate
It's
to
like
see a
if you
bitch
were just
happy.
dripping in shame and like self-hating, that would be a different dynamic than I love myself. Right?
Mm. One thing I was thinking about, and I didn't expect to, I was expecting to feel emotional, but John, when you were sharing that your stepsister said that, I'm emotional, one, because it makes me sad that everyone has to experience that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like my heart hurts to let you experience that, because like being queer is the best thing in the world,
It
and
really is.
you are like
Mm.
a queer possibility model for me, and so it makes me sad to hear that, but it also makes you think, like I have like a tear of joy because like the voices in my head, right? Like we talk a lot about the voices that are negative, but like what the voices that are positive, like the possibility models of that too. And I got emotional because this is it's so annoying. And I don't know but my brother is sitting across from me currently. He has headphones, and so I don't know if he'll hear me. But he was the first person that I like in my family that I came out to,
Mm.
and like it could have been so bad, right? It could have been like so bad. He could have been like, "What the fuck? You're insert word here, right?" But like made me feel so safe and cared for and like held in that moment. And so like that possibility model, right? So the voice in my head when I talk about being queer is one that's loving and kind and beautiful, right? Like I've never felt scared to be queer, even though like my parents had a huge challenge with it, because the first person I told who I trusted to share it with gave it so much love. The voice in my head is always going to be one of love and kindness, and so like I
Mm-hmm.
never fear or feel some type of way about sharing my queerness, right? Like that inner voice is never going to be a painful inner voice.
Right.
I was emotional at that thought, because I was just like, oh, like, and I also like never would never have ducked like shit with my brother either in that way, and to like say that to him. And I don't know if he's crying or if he's just wiping his, or he just
Is
annoyed.
that the brother? Is that the brother who always wants to be on the show and gets mad that we ain't had them on the show yet?
He is always mad that he's not on the show. He is always mad.
Now we're getting into it. Okay.
He did have a
Yep.
behavior earlier about it too, because I was like, I'm recording the podcast.
I'm
And he was like,
screaming.
oh,
Hi, brother.
interesting.
I know they listen, so I think
Hi.
it's funny. Hi, brother. Yes.
But I had no intention of like, I like no intention of like not at all thought I had whatsoever until this very moment. But it made me emotional. I had to share it, and I feel especially like to share it with my brother who's right here. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking at him because
Yeah.
I want to look at his face while I
But,
show him how
but
much I love and appreciate him.
so I know we still need to, and then we have a few more questions for you, Jeffrey.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say no. I was gonna say I appreciate you having that emotion, because again, we are sisters and we love each other, and so we're very protective of each other, right? And I think that I feel that that's what that is. You wanting to protect me, and I would say maybe 25-year-old Jonathan would have been really upset in sharing that story with you, and it would have been fuck her and blah blah blah.
yeah.
There would have been that moment for me. But I think 40-year-old Jonathan, like I said, 40-year-old Jonathan has done so much work to understand
Yeah.
that it's not even it's not even the cliche of hurt people, but it's like who has said something or has done something mean to you to make you feel like you can't be
Yeah.
happy for someone else to be their authentic self. And so that's where I go now. When people say and do really mean things to
Mm-hmm.
me around my identity, my queerness, my blackness, my fatness, all of those things, I look at them and I go, baby, that's more about you than that could ever be about me. And I think that's the thing that
Yeah.
makes me feel so happy to be me now, because I can look at people and just go, you're not happy. And I know she's not, right? I want to say her name so bad. I know she's not a happy person. And I don't want to put her on blast, because I know
Yeah.
I don't know if my nieces or my nephew listen to this show, because they're older. They're they're in their 20s and their 30s, and I know that they know I have a book, right? But I will say, like, I don't know if they listen to the show, so I don't want to shame their mom. But what I will say is that a person who is telling someone at a ripe age of 16 and 17 that they should hate themselves and that they should unalive themselves for being something that is whatever you believe. I genuinely look at that and go back to that place of like, oh, she was really hurting at that time. And I don't know what that hurt was, but again, that hurt was trying to be passed. And that's what those voices are. It's just hurt people literally trying to get in the heads of other people. But yeah. Enough of my Anyanla.
It's really important for anybody listening. You pointed to your head. It's like those voices are just like an outside voice, really.
Yep.
They function the same way. And they're past hurts. I mean, so important.
So that actually like makes me think about like a shift to the question. The last question I was going to ask you, because I know that like when we think of you, right, we think about how kind you are in your response, right, and like you're truly kind, and like you try you like when you respond to people and even to us, right, like you're seeing us where we're at, and the question I wasn't asked before was like, what advice might you have for someone who is struggling to beat, like, try to like beat those voices per se? But I actually am curious to ask you, what's the advice you have for people who are those hurt people, who are becoming those voices to others?
Well,
Because I think, right,
okay.
because like,
Let's go there. All right. I'm ready.
because like, because like I want to address the cause, not the symptom, like and the cause is like is there some if you can go along with us in that shift, Jeffrey,
Of
I'm really,
course.
really curious of your
Of
thoughts.
course. I have a question for you to put you on the spot.
Yeah. Ooh,
I
I love it.
feel, no, this will be revealing of me, actually. I feel like you didn't want to look at your brother because it's so difficult sometimes to be fully seen by someone.
Ooh, well, yeah, well, yes, you're correct. I did not, I did not want to look at him because it's not that I don't like being seen. It's just like me and him are also, this is like we get super deep with each other, but that's just like not what we do. And honestly, it's also, he's avoidant of emotion sometimes. So, and I look right at him as
Is
I
he a
said that.
Pisces? He's a
No,
Pisces, huh?
he's a Scorpio, and it really
Oh,
shows. It
okay.
really shows. And so I won't make him uncomfortable by I'm staring at him as I'm
Yeah.
like, I love you so much.
Don't Scorpios love that?
If I even hug this man, he's like, why are you touching me, girl? He hates.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No. But also, I think to your point, it is hard. Like, he is someone that I like respect. I'm getting emotional again. Just for the sake of the conversation, Jeffrey, I want to look at him as I say this. You're one of the people. You're one of the people that I respect the most in the world, and I'm so grateful to have you as a brother, which I tell you all the time. But you're one of the people I respect most in the world. You're one of the people whose opinion I care the most about in the world, and I feel continually blessed I get to have you in my life and get to call you my son, and get to share you with the world. It really means a lot. And as well, you show up for me as well whenever I ask you to, for every event that we have or everything that we do. Like, you're always there, and it means the most that you're like maybe I want to be hugged, but you show up, and that's
Is
like,
she in San Diego? She gonna be here for Black
she is in
Pride?
Sunday. She will be here
Oh
about
my God!
Pride,
I really gotta come to
especially
Riches. Oh my
having
God! Oh
especially
my
having a parent who did
God!
not show up. It means a lot that you, who will share that parent with, shows up.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And I would say the same for you two is the way I feel in this moment, right? The ways that I don't ever feel like, and again, this is not a slight to my family. My mom, my brother, they have their own lives. They have stuff that are going on. They can't always show up for me the way I want them to. And so it's nice to be, I've seen you, Jeffrey, show up for me in the entertainment industry when I felt like nobody was trying to help me, right? Or to get me where I wanted to go. Joho, like, you showed up for me when I had this vision for this show. Like, you could have easily said, nah, girl, I don't know what that is, but I'm not doing that. And you
That's not gonna
jumped
happen.
right in. You jumped right in, and you helped a dream come true for me in a way that I don't think I don't think that this show could be what it is if it wasn't for your dynamic and for the fun that we have when we're in the mic, or when we're on the mic, both online and off. And I think that's also one thing I want to also note too. Like, in-person energy is so different than online energy, and our energy is never off. Whenever we're together, it's better. But I will say, even just being on the mic together, we're like two good Judies having, and so it's just love. It's just
just
love.
for real.
And so, I will say that, like, you two embody what beautiful voices are needed in this moment. And I'm grateful I get to share it. I'm so grateful for anybody who listens to this episode. It is a blessing to be able to know that these two people exist in my life and in the world.
Yeah.
I was crying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And both of you demonstrating clear communication. Tell the people you love them. Life is short.
Yeah, it
Let's
really
go.
is. And
Yeah.
and so is, and so is, just, you say life is short, but just moments to like be in. And that's like, that was the thing for me. Like I told, like my husband asked me, he was like, are you really going to go down to San Diego on Sunday? And I'm like, yes, I am. Because I recognize, like, I know how much work you're putting into Black Pride. And I'm like, the last 2 years I've been on the road and I wasn't able to make it. And so I'm like, I want to be there to celebrate something that my sister has worked so hard on. And I think that's really what, showing up for each other looks like, is recognizing that it's not just showing up for the show. It's showing up for each other in each other's lives. And that's also what this show has done for me, is it's really allowed me to have like a little sister who's coming in to show up for me as much as I want to show up for them. And so this is just such a beautiful episode, and I'm so glad we got to sit down and have this more intellectual conversation with you, Jeffrey.
You made my point, though, what I was going to say, because you asked me what would I say to those people who have hate in their hearts. And the answer is, we're going to focus on love over here.
Yeah. Yep.
And they might get upset. They might get jealous. They might get, they might have lots of reactions. But so I guess the real answer is, I don't have much to say to them, but if they want to come over here, we can talk, and someday they may not. Yeah. But just the luck of family, the luck of community, having one, and the beauty of having wonderful people in your life.
Yeah. And
I the two of you.
Yes. I can't say it enough. I'm just so lucky. So lucky. And I said that in a post. I said, it's really easy, even in this moment, when you feel like, oh God, I don't have any good friends. I don't have any people who really love me or really care about me. And then you just take a step back and you're like, actually, you do. And I feel it day in and day out. There are ways that the world is showing me that I'm very well taken care of. So I just love y'all to the moon. But with that being said, now that we have told you to tell that terrible ass voice in your head to STFU, we're going to take a break and come back with what's going on in the world of pop culture, honey. We will be back quicker than me in a buffet line. How you doing?
And we are back, fam. So, as you all may or may not know, there have been multiple, people of influence and fame who've gone online on a podcast and disclosed a little too much information. While we will be spending too much time shaming them, or anyone for that matter, on this show, it got us thinking about what our guilty pleasures are and how we all have them in some ways, but are often maybe too scared to share them. That being said, for this week's What's Poppin', we're taking a page out of our favorite celeb's book and talk about the things that we might have a little shame in admitting. Why is that funny?
These are shame, my God.
This is a shame. So I'll go first, then Jeffrey, and then John.
Amen.
No, I set this up, like I'm somebody who has a lot of shame and guilty pleasures, but like I'll be honest and say, I really don't know. I really don't know if I can call them guilty. I think I'm pretty much a 10 toes down person. Not that I don't care what people think. Like, I really do. But I think maybe I could say, oof, okay, you know what? I'll say it. I'll say it here. I'll say it loud and proud. I still be doing my orders from Target. I don't know where else I can get.
Okay.
I don't know where. I don't know where else I can get my my pattern beauty supplies for my hair. It's a shame. But I mean, but also, I wish people were also informed, because people were attacking Target for rolling back DA policies, but they actually never shifted the policies. They changed how they present them, which is real, but the policies actually never changed. And so I'm like, I think we can look at we can interrogate this a bit more.
Take some nuance there.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if this wasn't canceled, so be it. I understand.
No, that's fine.
I mean, it'd be one thing if I'm there every day, but once a month, I will order my
You need your things.
I have to get my
Yeah.
shampoo,
Yeah.
because it's hard to find for curly hair girls. It's not
Mm-hmm.
easy to find to
Mm.
find your thing. When
Mm-hmm.
you find your thing, you can't you can't let it go.
Amen. Amen.
What is it, you bald headed demon? My, my brother.
What about you, Jeffrey?
Wait, I want to hear what he said.
Oh,
What
what
did he
did he
say?
say?
He said he too sometimes goes to Target because of a black owned clothing brand that he loves their clothes,
Oh, that's
which is
actually
also
fair.
very fair. This is very fair.
Yeah.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
thank you both for letting us have a ghost fourth guest in this today.
A ghost fourth guest. I love it.
I thought it was
Jeffrey,
great.
how about you? Thank you.
Yes, the process of guilt is over. We're done. We're done with her,
Yeah,
especially in
Guilt
this
is
era.
out 2025. Yeah.
No guilt.
She's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about this mostly, in a spiritual context, that what do I have difficulty sharing? You know this too. I mean, both of you, like when your life is on the podcast and on the internet, like what is left over? I've made videos about, being a survivor of sexual assault, and I've made videos about my parents and my childhood, and, what, I'll tell you something that I've never really made a video about. And this is going to sound cheesy, but I have to say it. I had to learn to let my husband's love in. And it was a multi-year process to be able to even do that.
I feel that.
I pushed him away for a good long time, and bless him, he stuck around. But
That's so real. It's like you named earlier, right? It's hard to be seen, and it's hard to
yes,
let yourself be seen and feel seen.
Yeah.
yeah,
And to feel like you're deserving of love, or to even be, speaking of that, my husband's calling me right now.
you want to answer it live?
No,
Yeah,
he'll be so pissed.
I can call my
You
husband,
don't know
and we'll just
Jonathan.
all talk to everybody.
And for those of you listening to the show, you know my husband's name is also Jonathan. So I will call him back after this is done. But he will be very like, don't put me on the show. Or when I'm recording, he doesn't ever want to be in he hates it. He hates it. But
wait, you're John and Jonathan, aren't you?
Yes, I do go by John. He goes by Jonathan.
Right.
And
Because
so
we're Jeff and Jeffrey.
okay.
Us.
Yes.
Oh.
And so it's like not exactly the same, but it's
Yeah. So same, John and Jonathan, but both of our names are Jonathan, but he would have a fit if I put him on the air. But I will say all of that to say, like, feeling like you're not, sometimes you do feel guilt about being loved and being cared for or being given the love. I mean, sometimes I feel really bad when I see like friends saying, oh, it's so hard for me to find a good mate. Then I start to feel guilty because I feel like I have a great partner, and and you don't know what to say or how to engage that. So I feel that. Well, but for me, mine's very simple. I know we've been screaming boycott since 2023 of a lot of different places, i.e. Starbucks. We talk about McDonald's. We talked about Amazon. We talked about Domino's. My God, baby, at this point, where can you shop? But I will say this. I have learned that I enjoy ordering things from Amazon, and sometimes I take them back just to see if it's good. Maybe sometimes I'm just like, I want to know if that's a really good product. And I'll order it. Just order. And I know that I'm feeding into the problem, but I am that girl that's like, I wonder if it's actually going to do what it says it does. And then sometimes I just send it back. So that is one of my, my guilty pleasures is, I just really get a pleasure out of ordering stuff and, and then, changing my mind like, nah, I don't want this anymore. Nar, I get joy in that. But I will also say to if you're going to spill your beans about Target, I'll spill my beans. And y'all know that my McDonald's. McDonald's is my safe place. It's a safe place for me. The number 6.
What is the number 6?
The number 6, the Filet-O-Fish.
Oh.
With the orange high
Oh, you're that girl. Okay.
Oh.
Jeffrey began this episode saying that we have integrity, and Jeffrey will leave I think all that.
Like,
this is integrity. This is what I meant, though. This is integrity.
Who the girls are. She gonna write a whole book about us.
It's got like
the say we are.
It's got like the little chopped pickles and stuff in the sauce.
So that's the tartar sauce.
Yes.
Yeah. Whoo, and that tartar sauce, it just
Okay.
so so the way to order it. Let me walk you down.
Okay.
Put us on game. Put us on game.
When you go through the drive-through, or when you go into the space and you get to the machine, you start pushing all them buttons. What you do is you ask for extra tartar sauce and an extra slice of American cheese. And then you get fresh fries. But see, this is the thing. I like my McDonald's fries. They need to be under that light for at least 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Oh, so not fresh.
No, I don't want no fresh fries. I want my fries to be a little limp. I don't want them cold, but I want them to be
through something.
They've been held.
Yes.
They've been held. They have.
Can we talk about Del Taco though?
Too? Okay, we can.
Always.
I'm vegan, but I love the burrito and everything.
Are their beans vegan?
Their beans are vegan. One of them is. It's the pinto, I think.
The pinto beans.
But,
okay.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah. Are you a Chipotle girl?
Yes. Yeah.
You like Chipotle?
Sofritas?
Yes.
Sofritas, yum. Especially in so long. I would. I think I would go if they were convenient. I think they're inconvenient.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd go. Because
Chipotle is inconvenient.
It's never a quick line.
No.
And the parking's always challenging. But I love
that part, especially the Chipotle by the Warner Brothers location. I will say that there is a Chipotle in Burbank.
That's too much.
But the chips, yes.
The chips are
like salad dressing. I'm into it.
Have you tried the new sauce?
Yes.
No, what is the new sauce?
I don't know, girl. I've been seeing it all over TikTok. It's a thing.
Oh.
There's a new sauce that they have new. So McDonald's brought back the wraps, and I know Chipotle has the new sauce. I don't know what it is.
They did bring back the snack wraps, and I will say so. Just to also be more have more integrity.
We're already canceled
because I had not been to McDonald's in years, and I went on a road trip this weekend. And it was like right by me. I rode with my friends, and my friend was like, "Oh, like I'll cook you McDonald's." I was like, "Sure," or whatever. And I was like, "The snack wraps are bad." I like freaked out. I love a snack wrap.
Girl, they bad.
But my friend had posted in the back seat the little chicken nuggets and had me and my friend in the passenger seat. And my friend was like, "Not him exposing us as McDonald's users." And I was like. It's now or never, girl. It's now or never.
Sometimes it has to be that way.
And my friend maintains that he's not a McDonald's eater. But did he know his exact order quickly? Yes. And I said,
yeah. It's the same people who say you don't go to Starbucks.
How else would you have known, girl? What you wanted?
It's the same people who say, "Oh, I don't go to Starbucks," and I'm like, "But I'm in line with you, and you know exactly what you're."
It's okay.
Listen,
but you can rattle off your order
really quickly.
Listen, if you can't go to Bella Noche's, where can you go?
Where can you go?
Saying me and my homegirl. I'm just saying.
No,
we get Taco Bell 3 times a week.
Oh my Taco Bell.
You're talking to the right people.
You're speaking my language, bitch.
You speak.
We have Taco Bell.
Episode was it 157? We broke down.
Yes, I remember.
We have a whole takedown of what Taco Bell means to us.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you right now, that Doritos Locos Taco, if there's one thing in this world that has saved my life, it's that fucking taco.
Because you had said you were vegan, and I was like, but Taco Bell has more options for you, baby.
They do.
You need to do it.
I'm aware.
TB is my place to be. Okay. Now that we have exposed our guilty pleasures and might be ducking in a round table
Talked about guilt as a concept.
Guilt is a concept. Yes. We said there's no room for shame or guilt in this house, okay? So we're not playing guilty at all. But you got to take one more break and come back with your favorite segment. This Ma'am, No Ma'am, Pam's. More in just a sec.
The world can be such a confusing, conflicted, chaotic place. So much is outside of our control. It's understandable if you feel lost, alone, estranged, sometimes even from yourself, but it doesn't have to be so overwhelming. And I'm here to show you that the solution is right in front of you. And in fact, the solution is within you. So, while I am a best-selling author, and an activist who fights for everyone to have fundamental rights. And while I am a social media creator with over 3 billion views, what I want most with this podcast is to be a resource for you. So tune in to Inner Voice with Jeffrey Marsh every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts. I cannot wait to meet you.
All right, y'all. So me and my girls are back. Where my girls at? From the front to back. What did you feeling that?
You asked about background singers.
Yes, we can't sing too much more because we'll get sued. But with that being said, I'm going to jump into our yes ma'am and our no ma'am Pam girl for this week. My yes ma'am, I wanted to go ahead and say, so not in the political views of Snoop Dogg. Oh, no, you know what? I'm not going to even say Snoop Dogg. Who was it that said that? Niecy Nash Bet. She said, shout out to me. So I'm going to use her. Shout out to me. I'm going to yes ma'am myself.
Yes.
Me and my book, for those that don't know. So let me walk you down why I'm yes ma'aming me. So I have talked a lot about my book, and I know y'all probably are sick of it. But what I will say is this. I've spent a lot of time in airports.
It's a good book.
Right. I spend a lot of time in airports, and this year I've spent more time in the airports than I can count because obviously I was on a book tour. And so being back and forth between here and there and everywhere, I was in a lot of different airports. For those who are not in airports a lot, you will know that one of the pinnacle places to be in an airport is a bookstore. Most airports have bookstores. Whether they be big or small, they still have one. And so one of the things that I wanted more than anything when I first started talking about, writing a book or putting a book out was, so this is the thing to kind of keep in mind. When you go into a airport and you see all of those books on display, that is not something that just happens when you write a book. Most of the time, your publisher has to pay for that book to be in there, or you have to pay for that book to be in there. It is very, very rare that if you see a book in an airport bookstore, that it just happens to be there. Someone has to make that happen. And so recently, someone sent me a photo and a video of my book on display in the Minneapolis airport.
Yes,
and this
MSP. Yes.
Blew my mind.
Yes.
Blew my mind because it is such a big deal. Because I have not, I've gone into places and been like, hey, is my book here? And they're like, no, you may want to contact your publisher. Okay, fine, whatever. But to know that somebody at Minneapolis either heard about my book and then decided to put it on display there, or that somebody came in and requested it and then they went back and said, we need to order it. It just blows my mind. And so it's just a really big deal for me. And it's huge because, like I said, books don't just pop up. But it's just, and the same with Target, the same with any big box store. There's so much crap that goes into getting your book into a space. And so just to know that it's living there and that people can see it and that there's a beautiful author's note with it, it just makes my heart so happy. So
go to the airport.
Go to the
Can
airport.
I ask you about that? Did you stand there and sign copies? Because you should have.
Well, the thing is, I didn't. So when I went to Minneapolis, my book was not there.
Oh, someone else later.
So yeah, so later,
right.
I don't know how because again, I didn't even speak to anybody in there. I just asked them if they had my book. That's the thing I do. I never go in and be like, hey, I'm an author. My book should be here. I usually just go in and say, hey, do you have my book? Because if you do, I don't mind signing it, right? And so that's what I did. I went in and I just simply said, hey, do you have my book? And the guy was like, no, you need to contact our people and tell us about it. And so the only thing that I can put in my mind was, because Minneapolis was my last stop, the only thing I can think of is that I went in, asked him if they had my book. He, she, or they, I don't know their pronouns, whoever it was, the person that was in the back, they must have got curious enough to figure out what my book was and went and looked for it, read it, and then made the recommendation for them to put the book inside the store. So that's the only thing I can think of, because that's literally the only way it could happen. But either way, I'm grateful that it's there, and it warmed my tubby little heart. So that's my yes ma'am. my long-winded yes ma'am. My no ma'am Pam, I'm just gonna read it off the script because I want to make sure that I don't step over my words and get myself in trouble in the process of saying it. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say is that I think it's really fucked up what we're doing to Laverne Cox for sharing her truth. And I'm going to say this. Now, I know that people could come back and say, girl, y'all had a whole segment where you were talking about Laverne Cox not supposed to say what she needed to say. Yes, I still stand by that. I think it is very imperative that some things stay in the group chat. I think what she shared could have stayed in the group chat. I'm going to stand by that, right? The thing that I'm having an issue with is the way that I feel like people are dragging her in a very unnecessary way, as if people feel like they're on a higher horse than her. And this is my thing. If I had the power to go in and dig up your bones, I am pretty sure that you have said and you have done some shit in your past that if the world saw it on a public scale would say, ooh, that's you're not a good person. And so I just, it really, really makes me I just think it's unsavory what we do to specifically Black queer people when they exist in truth. And I think that we're acting, I'll say this, I think a lot of activists specifically, a lot of Black activists tend to believe that because they've been in an activist space for so long that they're above reproach, because they have a platform and because they think that they have the right. And it's ugly to me. It's just really ugly. And so this is no shade to my girls that were on, the last podcast. We all know what I'm referencing. It's no shade to them. What I am shading is how we oftentimes don't critique things with empathy. That's where my heart is. There is a way for us to talk about what we've done and what we can do. Like, so say if someone was to come to me and say, John, you're fucked up for going to McDonald's and you're fucked up for going to, to Target, or you're fucked up for ordering from Amazon, I'm not going to want to engage that conversation with you because you're coming at me sideways. But if you came to me and you said, you know what, John, I really want you to think about this thing, right? I'm going to use this example on the mic and then I'm going to pass it. A friend of mine, what were we going back and forth about? And I had to check them and I had to say, I need you because you're in your privilege right now. This friend will know what we're talking about. I totally forgot the context of what we were talking about. But it was like I lovingly had to call. It was about the jeans. That's what it was, about old girl and her jeans. And I had a friend who is a listener to this show. I'm not going to name them. They ultimately were saying that a lot of people were just, they didn't see it the way that we saw it. And I lovingly had to go to them and say, baby, I just need you to look at it from this point. And they said, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Thank you for saying it that way. Because one, it was not only was it warm, but it also made me think in a very loving way about you and the way you see things in the world. And we're still cool. And so that's my thing. Like we need, this is not the time for us to be dragging people. This is not the time for us to be ugly with one another. We already see it enough. And I'm just sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing people looking for a moment. Like, girl, I'm sorry. I'm just over it. I'm really over it. So what are your thoughts, Jeffrey? What are your yes ma'ams and your no ma'am pams for this week?
First, I will tell you, my yes ma'am is both of you, but we're going to get to that in a second. Someone sent me like early 2016, early in the publishing of my book, a picture of it in the airport. And like, that is when your book is like real. Yeah. You're like, oh, I'm real. It really happened. It's in an airport. Someone's going to be on an airplane and read it. It just is a totally different level. So I love that story. The two of you changed my life. Oh. I told you, Jonathan, that I'm 48 years old, and after decades of feeling like I couldn't, I don't know if you need me to or want me to say more.
Go ahead.
Decades of feeling like I didn't deserve having my nails done. That I couldn't go to a salon and be my queer ass self and sit in the chair, but also like adorn myself that way, worship myself. Yeah. I had to be like rushing around doing my own nails. I'm terrible at it. And like, I went from seeing you, and I don't know if you would say this, seeing you worship yourself like that. Be a gesture of respect for who you are as a human being. And I was like, oh, I need to go. So I picked this color for you, this episode.
So beautiful.
This hot pink.
Hot pink. I love it.
But both of you being on the mic, I happen to know something that goes along with that. Some of the pressure that goes with that.
Yeah.
So thank you. And you don't have to respond. But some of the choices you have to make between your dreams or telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And you both inspire me all the time about that. I'm going to second yours mostly. I find it really difficult to be around people. This is my no ma'am, Pam.
Mm-hmm.
I find it really difficult to be around people who are not working on themselves to an extent that they become my teacher at the monastery called it a social relief. That all of their stuff needs to become your stuff. And you see that with people tearing each other down.
Yep.
To be specific.
Yep.
And in 2025, I think we're not in the space where that needs to be the thing.
It's so ugly. It's so ugly. And again, I'm not trying to critique anybody who was on that panel, because I think everyone had great intentions going into that panel, or have written the articles or have made lives or comments. But I think it's like we've got to be careful about giving. That's the thing, I think, for me in my heart of hearts. What I'm saying is, we've got to be so fucking careful right now about giving the right ammunition to come after us for stuff, because they're watching us and they're studying the lexicon. They're studying how we talk to each other. They study how we interact with each other.
Yes.
They study what we do and what we don't do for one another. And I keep saying the only reason why the right continues to keep getting more powerful is because they are so intentional about not breaking each other down. They are so, even when they know it's fucking wrong, they still stand 10 toes down by supporting each other.
I mean, like the 100 things that our president has done that they could have said something about.
Correct.
And they don't. Yes.
But they don't. That's the reason why they stay so gelled and so connected. And so, like, I know I could go on about this for hours, but I'm just going, like, that's what scares me about watching these kind of things and seeing these kind of things live in the ethos, right? It's knowing that somebody from over there can come in, hear these conversations, take them and run with them. And it's not saying we shouldn't have them, but I'm going, I don't know if some of the discourse that we need to be having as queer people needs to be public. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
That's a really interesting point.
So I don't know. I'll be quiet. Go ahead, Joho.
Yes, go ahead.
Jeffrey, do you want to respond?
Well, no, I just wanted to second that. I mean, very important point. And I think you're acknowledging, have care about the movement, have opinions, have things to say. Great. But it's when it goes into tearing other people down that's really a difficult spot.
I can't do it.
It's really a difficult spot.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
You know, I think it's I'm definitely gonna switch with that thought, John, myself, of like for the sake of protecting the queer and trans community at large, is it fruitful to have conversations in public or keep them in more private spaces for the sake of people not using us feel against us? I think it's a very real question. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a very real question.
Right,
So
right.
I'll stick with that. I think my yes ma'am Pam in that vein, like is to Laverne for sitting at their own table. Because what I will say,
she could have said fuck y'all.
That is, I think, to your point about integrity and accountability. Like, that is a demonstration of saying, like, I know that people were livid with what I said, and I have been invited by my peers to talk about it in a public way. And I don't know who watched it, but I watched the whole thing, and like, I have a lot of thoughts about it, and a lot of thoughts about it. Things I agree with and things I don't agree with, and also why I acknowledge, right? Like I'm not a trans woman, so my experience is also my experience is also so vastly different, and so like in some ways I don't want to have an opinion on it. What I can say though is that, like, for someone to sit there and take 2 hours of folks grilling you, questioning your praxis, questioning questioning maybe what values may or may not have, question the choices you make. It's not easy, and I know that many people could not do that. I for myself,
Never
I'm someone
did it.
who can take feedback, and I'm like, and I think I can do that, but I don't know. But watching that, I don't know if I can do it for that long. Like that's a long time to sit there. And so
You got
yes,
30 minutes.
you have
30
30
minutes
That
and
minutes.
three
long?
30
questions. That's
minutes,
all
yes.
you got.
Like
Sorry.
yes, we have to Laverne for sitting at that table and saying, I will sit here and listen. The right, like I've listened to what people have said to me, social media, but I will listen to you, my sisters. I'll listen to you, especially about this. Like I thought that was just so powerful, and like what a great way to demonstrate to demonstrate your own ethic and your own like moral compass in that way. So I
Amen.
really just applaud and so impressed by her for doing that. My number man Pam is the Instagram maps. So I don't know if y'all noticed or saw, but Instagram dropped a new feature of maps so
Girl.
people can track your location. So I will
Nope.
just say, first of all, Snapchat did it first, girl. So calm down. Second of all, why would I want this? Why would I want people to know where I am? That just does not know.
Mm-mm.
Why are my stories geotagged? Why am I geotagged? I and I hope whoever listens to this, like I pray, like I want everyone to have a lesson on privacy, lesson on security.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of people on Find My Friends. Like I do. To my friends whom I love, I want you all to know where I'm at. If I'm across if I'm in France or something, I'm being taken, call Interpol girl, know where I'm at. What I don't need is it's the person that I don't know very well to be able to be able to track me. Like that like but protect yourself. Like we actually deserve privacy. And tragically, some things should be private. Where you are at all times does not need to be on Instagram or into social media platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could stand to be, we could all stand to be a bit more secure with ourselves. We deserve privacy. We deserve security. I did that, when I saw that feature come out, I immediately was like disable, and that to me was just, it
Girl.
was so uncomfortable that that would even be a feature that would be rolled out. I mean, and also when Snapchat started that, I deactivated Snapchat. I don't even have Snapchat anymore. I probably
Yes.
won't get to, I probably won't get to Instagram, to be quite honest. And so I'm like, this just is, but this isn't this is not a feature that I think is good for anybody. If your friends want to know where you are, you'll tell them, or share location with them on Find My Friends, or or whatever the Android version is. Like there's an Android version of it too. You do not need you do not need to be sharing your location on Instagram Maps. Also because
Girl.
who else has access to that, right? It's you and Instagram itself. And I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorist of surveillance, but I don't need to give I don't need to give yet another big corporation access to my to where I am at all times either. That just does not feel good to me. And so I really hope that folks take care of themselves and protect their privacy by disabling that feature. And Instagram, I really hope that you decide to maybe roll back that feature, because that was not a feature that needed to,
Nobody needs
like,
it.
at all.
Nobody needs it. I said the
The
way I
safety
turned my
issue.
precise location
Yeah.
off so quick. I said, "Oh, y'all never gonna know. Nobody gonna know where I am at this point." I
Like I
turned that.
put I posted a story. I posted a story. Diamond was a geotag, and so my friend messaged me was like, "Hey, girls, do you know you're on the mouse with your story?" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Mm,
I do not Why would I ever want that? Why should you know where I am off my story? If I
no,
wanted to know, bitch, I would tag it.
I would have
I would
said
tag the
in the story,
location
yes,
where
Yes.
I'm at.
right,
And that's the thing, because I'm mindful. Usually when I post stories, I post stories of places after I leave. I
same,
often don't post when I'm there, and not because I'm somebody, but because just because I just don't ever been in a situation where someone we are public people who I know face threats to our lives. Like I
yeah,
get threats more often than I want to share. So I do not need someone to come up where I am and attack me and my loved ones.
yeah,
I'm
same,
not even trying that. And so why is my story geotagged? No.
mm-mm,
No, no,
no,
no. house a chop for me. Not for me, babes.
If you not for me, babes, and if you really want to be in community, so and I'm also say this on the mic because this is just who I am. Going back to your thing earlier about try Jesus, don't try me. I was raised in a specific particular part of San Bernardino. I can and I will fight if I have to. Period. So I'm letting the dolls know that if you do so happen to see my precise location and you think you want to run up.
And you want to pull up on a bitch? Oh, you gonna run today, girl.
I can't guarantee you that you may make it home. I'm just letting you know. You can try it. I tell people all the time, if you show up, I might show out. I'm just going to let you know that I'm a girl who can take care of herself.
You fuck around, you're going to find out.
You will find out. I might be dapper and pretty and I may have nails on, but I am still a cisgender man in this body who has had to fight their whole entire life. I will whoop your ass. So I'm just letting you know, don't let Instagram have you feel like you can just run up on me. I'm telling you that right now. So very much that. But anyway, did we want to respond? Did the church got to respond? Okay, I just want to make sure the church the church is with me. Amen. Yes, so run up, get done up. Please send us your thoughts, your feedback, and emails to blackfatfempod@gmail.com. You can also send us your thoughts via social medias by interacting with our post on Instagram and Blue Sky and Threads and TikTok and all the other places where you can use our handle @blackfatfempod. With that being said, Jeffrey, where can the dolls find you?
Oh, the website, jeffreymarsh.com, TikTok, Instagram, all those.
All things. The millions.
YouTube. Oh, my podcast is Inner Voice.
Yes, Inner Voice.
Come listen. Join the community.
Yes, it's a
you know how you feel like listening, those people are your friends? Mm-hmm. That's what it's like listening to you. So
yeah, it's such a beautiful, same thing.
You know?
It means so much.
It's like,
I'm always like listening, being like, oh my God, my friend is just like, I mean, the Buddhist thing, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But sometimes you say things and I'm like, I ain't never thought about that shit. Wow. So it's just,
right back at you.
Yeah, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. That's nice. So free therapy. So head over there and listen to that podcast. Joho, where can the dolls find you, love?
Of course, my loves, you can find me at Joho Downs across all socials. If not, there, my website, joindowns.com. If not there, you may see my mugshot somewhere in the streets of San Diego, and hopefully you won't. So if not there, you will find me having a mentee bee. Probably at some coffee shop somewhere. Like, where's my iced coffee? I need it now. Before
Where's my lavender?
Where's my lavender latte with almond milk and decaf?
Yes.
Papa Big Child, please. She needs it. He needs some milk. That's what it'll be for me.
She says some having a mentee bee, trying to numb myself with Tostitos, queso, and kettle chips. Girl, that sounds like you gonna be in somebody's bathroom. My God.
Take care of yourself.
But yes. But ooh, what a moment! What a moment! Yeah, girl, because that queso chip shit, that queso dip, she don't love me. She don't love me like that.
Not too much of my girl queso. No, not too much of my girl queso.
She don't love me. I'm just saying she don't love me like that. I'd be sick.
Leave her alone.
But as for me and mine, you can find me down to the www.DoctorJonPaul.com. You can find me on social also by using the same handle @DoctorJonPaul. Like I've been telling a lot of people, because people are like, oh, I didn't know you were back on Twitter. I'm not back on Twitter. I'm not back on X. I only have that to make sure that nobody else can get it.
So they thought you were there and using it?
They literally think that I'm using it. And I'm like, absolutely not. I only have it so no one else can take it. But with that being said, if you really want to engage with me, head over to Threads, head over to TikTok, head over to Instagram. Those are the places that I be and the places that I want to stay. Also, I did want to say, I know we talked about it in my Yes Ma'am. If you see my book in an airport, let me know. Please tag me. Please let me know if you see it. If you see it out in the wild, if you see it anywhere. I just love knowing that she's out there still, doing her big one, even, 3-4 months into being released. So with that, please just, feel free to tag me.
I have multiple copies.
Oh, I know that's right.
I have the one you sent me, but then I also have my own.
I know
Because I like to do that.
Thank you, baby. And then also make sure you watch my spot, ABC Our America, Who I Am Meant to Be. You can watch that on ABC News, or you can watch that on Hulu. With that being said, we want to thank our producer, Bei Wang, our super producer, Bei Wang, for handling all the logistics, and everyone over at iHeart who keeps the show up and running. We also want to shout out our wonderful editor. We do it at the top of our show, but we also like doing it at the bottom too. How you doing? Because without him, we would have no audio or no visual down to the tubes of you. Go over to YouTube. If you want to see us be foolish, you can watch our show for free over at YouTube. And yeah, I know people who watch it and have said that they love that there's a visual element to the show. So you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, or you can go over to YouTube and watch our show. This has been another one. Stay black, fat, femme, and fabulous. And remember what, Joho?
We may not be a cup of tea, girl, but drink some water so you can find the right key.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah. You can't find the note if your throat is dry. You can't. You just can't find the note. And you'll sound like Ashanti. My God. Have a great one. I love us for real. Bye.
Bye.